Hey guys, what's up? Chef Noel, and today I'm here at TIFF, and it's all about the African Caribbean connection. We're connecting all the dots from Africa to the Caribbean and showing the flavors from Africa and how they influence us in the Caribbean and giving us that rich, diverse cuisine. So come on and join me. Let's go. My job today is to just give you a little taste of the Caribbean because I can't carry you through the entire journey, but I think this is a very important conversation and event that we're having because I'm sure most of you love Caribbean food, you've tried Caribbean food, but I think understanding the story makes a big difference, where it's from, why is this, because so this month, Black History Month, and so we're paying homage to the African side of things because the Caribbean, we're very diverse. For example, Jamaica, out of many, one people. So different persons, people who came to the island, they brought their food, they left their DNA and all those stuff there. So in Jamaica, we're influenced by the Chinese, you name it, it's there. The last person to come and take over, the last other people to come and take over was the African. And of course, just like now we're going on a trip, we take our food. And that's what they did. And one of the ways in which they did that was putting even seeds in their hair. And that's a whole different conversation with Afro. The sorrel plant is also known as a survival plant because what happened is with the Atlantic slave trade, when they were taking them to the Caribbean, they had the sorrel plant on the ship to feed the animal, not for the enslaved. But the enslaved realized, but if this is good for the goose, it's good for the gander, right? So they make something from it, and that's how we have the sorrel. So when someone asks me, what is your definition of soul food? Because I know when we think of soul food, we think of the South. We think of fried chicken and waffle and mac and cheese and greens. But the Caribbean has its own soul food as well. And for me, soul food is all about, rising from agricultural oppression. And those food comfort your soul. And that's what you're used to, that's what you're known. So what the Africans brought to the Caribbean, they brought their influence, for example, in Jamaica, the technique of jerk. So when they went to Jamaica, they went up into the mountain and become maroon. And what happened is they wanted to find a way in which they could cook without the smoke going up, and then Braca would find them. So what they did, they dig a pit and they would get those pimento wood, light those, smoke their meat underground, and that's the birth of jerk. The next style they brought to us was like one pot. So here today I have a pillau from Trinidad. The pillau is usually have some oil in a pot, some sugar. That technique is from Africa, where you're now gonna caramelize your meat and develop all those flavors. Then you'd add pumpkin to it, pigeon peas to it, coconut milk, scallion, all that you could get to create this delicious one-pot meal. St. Lucia, their national dish is saltfish and what they call fig, which we call green banana. So in St. Lucia, green banana was galore, it was in abundance. And then now saltfish made its way to the Caribbean. Anybody know from where? Where we got our saltfish from in Jamaica? Canada. So what would happen is that they would do a trade for rum, for saltfish. And that's how Newfoundland got their drink of choice, by being rum. And then now the Caribbean now would get saltfish. Because it's a cheap protein, it's dried, it can travel, salted cod. Down more now, I have a vegetarian stew, which is pumpkin, callaloo, lots of okra, all the way from Africa. So Africa really, brought to us lots of okra. We have avocado, we have corn. This is callaloo in its fresh form. And of course, anyone could grow this. Certain people wouldn't eat this, but they grow it and they realize, oh, it's edible. Let's try it. Then we have cassava, which they use to make bami. So this is popular in Jamaica. If you go to Jamaica on the beach, you get some fried fish and bami. So when you're trying Caribbean food the next time, just at least you know where it's coming from. It's soul food, it speaks to the soul, it speaks to the heart, it's spicy because that was a way of preserving their meat. It's one pot. And I see a lot of chefs these days saying, oh, we're elevating this, we're elevating that. And I'm all for our food to be in great places, but I'm not the one to try and change the identity of our food to please anyone, because it tells a story, it tells a journey. And for me, every time I'm cooking, like for example, ackee and saltfish, which is our national dish, it's like it takes me back what my ancestors went through to have this now. For me to come and puree it out, everything's smooth like a baby. So we're gonna get a taste today of that. And also I have dessert, which is a hummingbird loaf. So it's basically a banana bread with some pineapple and coconut, because those are in the island, right? And today I'm doing some cream cheese frosting on top. Then I also have a cornmeal pudding, which is like a sweet potato pie texture kind of vibe. And alrighty, so enough of me. Time to eat and dig in. Feel free to ask any question. I'll be here, I'm walking around. Help yourself, don't be shy, enjoy. Thanks so much for having me.
About ackee that goes so well with saltfish.
With saltfish.
I've only ever seen them together and never with anything else.
Okay, that's a good one. So the ackee and saltfish is Jamaica's national dish. So the ackee came from Ghana, and then the saltfish is from Canada, Newfoundland, as I said. But thank you so much. As I said earlier, so what happened is they both went at the same time.
Interesting.
So they just paired them together, and it became a thing. So the saltfish was cheap, it was affordable, it traveled well, and then the ackee was in abundance at the time. Yeah, and that's our national dish.
That's interesting.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. It's. I mean, I remember learning like the cod, right?
Yeah, the cod.
Growing up in Canada, right, you learn all about like John Cabot and like how they packed it all, and they could take it back to Europe and it transported it well.
And what's also unique is that we might have the same dish or same item in the Caribbean, and we call it a different name.
Right, sure.
So like fig versus green banana.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, thanks so much for that. Good one.
Thank you.
So now you know.
Yes.